Hi guys, Bushcraft Family, back again with another video, and today I am going to show you the step-by-step process on how to can pineapple in coconut water. Yes, that's right, coconut water. It's a little different than your normal canned pineapple. So sit back and watch the whole process. I show you step by step on how to can pineapple in coconut water. So I hope you enjoy this. Let's get to it. Okay, let's get started with putting my superb jars into the dishwasher. It cleans them and heats them up. And then we are going to get to the fun stuff. This is the majority of the time we'll be cleaning the pineapple. And here you see that I've got my 100% juice. You don't want nothing that has sugar in it or anything else. Just want plain old coconut water. I searched the internet to try to find a good recipe for pineapple with coconut water and could not find it, so I just took it upon myself to create it myself. First, the easiest way to do this is chop the tops and bottoms off. That way it's more manageable. I'll end up cleaning this cutting board multiple times because pineapple is very messy. Using my handy dandy cleaver that a subscriber sent me a few years ago, I still use it. It's very sharp, so it's very good to use for something like this. Now the best way I do is just trim off as less as I can on the edges because I want to save as much pineapple as possible. That's why I don't like going to the store and you can buy pineapple that's already been cored and everything, because I actually like the core of the pineapple because it has a lot of good vitamins and stuff for you. As you can see here, we are trimming all the way around. It looks pretty messy right now, but we'll fix that in just a minute. And we pretty much got this part done right here, so we're going to start on the second one and trim a little bit more off the top. And sorry that we're doing a voiceover, but neighbors were quite noisy that day, and I'd only had a certain amount of time to get the canning done before I went to work. Now you see a lot of dark spots and things. We will take care of that in just a moment. So sit back and let's get this thing finished. Yes, and I remembered I have a nice peeler that made this job a lot quicker. So if you're doing this recipe or just canning pineapple for yourself, remember, a good peeler makes the job a lot easier. Now, these scraps and everything, if I wasn't using coconut water, I would put these scraps into some water and boil it. That way I could use the brine from that for juice in canning the pineapple. But I'm using coconut water for a purpose. It's going to make the pineapple taste so much better. It's like a pina colada in a jar. So let's get back to it. Okay, our pineapple is nicely cleaned up. Now it's time for us to chop up our pineapple in chunks. And yes, I am leaving the core in there. A lot of people freak out about the core, and it's tough and it's stringy and all this stuff, but it'll break down in the canning process and the cooking process for that matter. Again, after every step of this, you have to clean your cutting board, because you don't want remnants of the peeling of pineapple in your canning process. But as you can see, I'm just chopping it up in random chunks. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, just chop it up. You can also do these in spears, but I think you can get more in a jar if you chop them up, and that's what we're doing. And yes, it is time to clean up the mess of the pineapple juice and everything else. I'm a firm believer to try to clean up as you go. That way the job is much easier and less hectic. Now you can see how much pineapple we have in our kettle, pan, whatever you want to call it, and now goes in the coconut water. Now at first I only put a container and a half in there, but then I changed my mind and put both containers in. That way you'll see toward the end where I have pineapple juice left, so I use it and I can it, so I can keep it as a juice. I can, whatever the use would be. So our next thing, what we're doing here is putting our superb lids in. As you can tell, I am putting these in face up, face down, face up, face down. I learned that from TJ Preps. It makes it a lot easier to take out the lids one by one instead of using your little magnet thing, because if they're all in there flat, then you pick them all up. This way you only pick one at a time. Very nice. And these lids are already clean and everything, and this is, you don't have to do this. It's not sterilizing them or anything. I just heat it up a little bit. But I am sterilizing my utensils that I'll be using for this. And this is my canning funnel. set that out so it does its thing. Also my dipstick, I like to sterilize everything, make sure there's nothing in there that can contaminate what I am canning. It is very important. Also, we're going to drop in our lid gatherer and our jar picker upper. I don't know what you call it. It's a jar picker upper. Okay, our next step, we are going to be mixing up our pineapple in the coconut water to warm it up. The jars are already waiting to be filled. They're already warm, as you can see. Our next step is some lemon juice. And the idea behind a little bit of lemon juice was to make sure that what I was making didn't turn out cloudy or turn brown or anything from the coconut water. I don't know if it was necessary or not, but this is what I used. And you can see it was about a tablespoon or so. Now it is time to fill the jars with our lovely coconut that we worked so hard on. And I missed a cue. You can't hardly see me filling them, but we'll fix it here. Yeah, you just fill, and I use a strainer spoon, I guess you call it. So I just want the pineapple in there right now, and look how beautiful those jars are. The superb jars are just wonderful. They're like the clearest jars you'll find for canning. Anyways, we are filling these up chunk by chunk until we get them completely filled. And then we'll go from there. Now it is time to start filling these jars with the coconut water that's infused with the pineapple into the jars, and we want about 1 inch headspace. And with these jars, it's really easy to see where that's at the bottom ring there. I wish I could have showed you this. I didn't think about it at the time, but make sure you fill them up again with about 1 inch headspace. Make sure that everything's covered. Once we get this done, you'll notice that I have 2 extra jars of just juice. Now you can use this for seasoning, you can use it just to drink. You can make cocktails out of it. Just add a little rum and you got a pina colada. Whatever the case may be, that is what we got. Yes, as you've seen, I was using a dipstick to make sure I got all the air bubbles out. And now it is time to wipe the rims of the jars down with some rim juice. And this is just vinegar, so don't freak out because I called it rim juice. That's what it is. It's to clean the rim of the jars so you get a perfect seal. There's no oils or sweeteners or sugar or juice or anything else on there. Just a clean seal for your superb lids to seal. And there you see we have our 2 jars of the juice. Putting our lids on and our rings, which I had to slide over and get some. And soon we'll be ready to put these things in the hot boiling water. And about this time is when my battery in my phone decided to die. But we got this all done. As you can see, these superb lids are just wonderful. If you're wanting to purchase these, because they are very good, they're very good to the channel and everything. They supply me with all the materials for making these videos. You can use the code down below in my description and get 10% off of your orders online. They now have these jars, and again, like I said before, these jars are just so crystal clear. There's no logos on them. At the very bottom they have something, but that's it. Now it is time to add our jars into my brand new water bath canner. I'm so happy to use this thing right off the bat. You can see our juice is in there. We're going to go ahead and can that too. This thing is loaded with space. Compared to my last one, it seems a little bit bigger. The feature of this new canner though is the glass lid, so I can see the water boiling. I can see when it gets the temperature. I don't have to keep lifting the lid up and letting all that heat out. And then it has our little thing that I mess up with, so I have to rearrange my jars. And as you can tell, the water level needs to be a little bit higher. I don't think I actually showed this part, but I always keep a electric kettle going off the side, and I'll fill up the water. I always keep water on hand. That way if some evaporates, I can always put boiling water in there, that it doesn't drop the temperature too much. My vinegar, I always put that in there also to keep the jars clean. Our next step, you can see it's boiling away, and again the glass lid is just wonderful. Now for normal pineapple, it's 15 minutes, and that's exactly what I did this to. And the timer doesn't start until you get a good rolling bubble boil, and then you start your timer. So I put these in for 15 minutes, and you can tell as soon as I take that lid off, it starts cooling down. But as soon as it cools off to where the boil goes down, I start taking my jars out. place them on my jar holder. Normally I would just use a towel, but the thing with these jar holders that you get with the jars make it so nice that they hold the jars just perfectly. Put them in here and it holds them. And I really wish the neighbors weren't so loud so I could just show you or let you hear the sounds of the superb lid as it pops. It makes a whole different sound than a normal jar does. It's so much better. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, sorry for the voiceover, but again, there was too much noise in the video, so I decided to scrap it and do a voiceover. But I ended up using 2 pineapples and 2 cartons of coconut water, and it made 6 pints and 2 extra for juice. Until next time, like always, God bless.